Thank you for taking the time to listen to this pre-recorded session. This session is called No Dough for Donuts, and it's about food insecurity on college campuses. And you will also learn about some different initiatives that you can do on your college campus and hopefully help students that identify with food insecurity. Before we kind of get started, just a little bit of an introduction. My name is Anna Brown. My preferred pronouns are she, her, hers. I work at William Peace University in Housing and Residence Life as an area coordinator. A couple other things about me is I love to travel. While I travel, I love to explore different coffee shops, and I also love exploring different gardens. And if I can get the opportunity to, I love taking flower arranging classes and just being able to be in nature. A couple things that I really hope everyone is able to take away from today is have a better understanding about what food insecurity means and how it affects college students. I also really hope that everyone's able to take away some small initiatives and some larger initiatives that you can incorporate into your day-to-day role, but also bring back to your institution to hopefully have it on a larger scale as well. What is food insecurity? Food insecurity does not mean that you're hungry. It means, where is my next meal coming from? And so kind of to put it into a bit of a perspective is, so a student has to kind of map out and think about where their next meal is coming from. For example, Monday morning at 7 a.m., that student knows that they can go to the dining hall and get breakfast. Or a student can go to a late night program and get a couple pieces of pizza to go. And it really is the student mapping out where they can get food, how they can get food, and hoping that they don't have to spend as much money and having to dine out. And also not having a lot of groceries around as well too. So really the student thinking and trying to map out and game plan how they will get their nutrition throughout the week. Some statistics that I'd like to share with you, and a fact in some vulnerable populations is 29% of college students fit the traditional profile. And the traditional profile is the student's the student's family is paying for college. The parents are able to support their student, and the student does not have to have a job. This also means the student can call their parents and say, hey, can you put $100 in my account? And the parents can. 71% of students might have family support, but they also are needing to have a job or take out significant loans to be able to pay for school. Down below, you'll see the 2018 survey results from the Hope Center. The Hope Center is an organization from Philadelphia, out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and it kind of does the breakdown of food insecurity, housing insecure, and then homeless population on two-year colleges and four-year institutions. Some vulnerable populations that really have identified with food insecurity is students with children. Being a parent is already a lot to juggle, but then you add in school that you're trying to finish a degree and then also trying to feed yourself and a child. There's a lot going on there and a lot that somebody has to balance. Pell Grant recipients, returning citizens, older students, foster youth, LGBTQ plus, a couple with foster care and the LGBTQ plus community. Sometimes a student might have family support, but then they go home for spring break and decide that, and they tell their parents that they identify in this population, and the parents might not agree with that, and then they cut off their student financially. Foster youth, a student might have gone through the foster care system and are then not able to have the support system or have the finances that are available to them that other students have. Impact on students: missing late or failed courses, sleep deprivation, unpaid tuition, inadequate supplies. Students might not have the money for all their textbooks. Students might not also have the funds to purchase graphing calculators or science equipment, and so they are not able to be as successful in the classroom. Lack of involvement on campus. They might not be able to be involved on campus and be a part of a campus activities board or a student government association or just a student organization in general because they are already trying to balance work and schoolwork and just getting in some sleep. And then also adding in homework as well too. They aren't always, students that are having to juggle so much aren't always able to enjoy sports or be involved with areas that they know that they're passionate about too. This also takes a big toll on their emotional and mental well-being. Being so strung out and being pulled in so many different directions can harm a student a lot mentally, and then not getting enough sleep and not getting enough nutrition really impacts them on a day-to-day basis. Food for thought, just to be mindful when you're meeting with students, is who's in the student's life. Does the student have a support network? Has the student gone through the foster care system? Why is the student maybe not getting involved on campus? Are there any other underlying reasons why a student might be struggling academically? And so just kind of thinking about these things when you're getting to know students or working with previous students too is really starting to build that rapport, so that then they do feel comfortable saying to you, hey, I have a lot of different jobs and I'm juggling a lot. I really wish I could be involved, but I really don't have the time because I am going to work and doing a bunch of different things. And so building that rapport with them so that then they do feel that they can trust you and give you this information. And from that, then you being able to provide them with great resources and being able to support the student even more. How can you help? These are just some small things that you can do in your day-to-day work, in your offices and stuff too. First off, just knowing your institution's resources, knowing the community's resources. You can start a take what you need box, having this in your office suite or having this within lobby halls and residence halls and stuff, and just putting a couple cans of soup in there, and people can put items in there. Somebody can walk by and take a can of soup, but it's a very anonymous way that a student can get an extra meal or get some extra supplies too. When you're doing tabling events, you do health packets or study bags or study packets and stuff. And that's an easy way for a student to be able to take something and say, oh, this is awesome. Finals are coming up. This is great. And then they can save themselves some money on buying a package of index cards too. And it's a very anonymous way that then a student doesn't necessarily have to come out and open up and say, I'm struggling, I need help. Another way too is having a bulletin board with different resources on it too that students can go by and grab. You could do tear-off sheets, whatever fits you the best in your style. And then also maybe doing a snack basket in your office, granola bars, things like that a student can grab on their way out too and give someone an extra little snack in their hands. Some institution initiatives. One of them is a campus food pantry, and there's a lot of logistics and a lot of moving parts with starting any of these initiatives, and I'm happy to talk with anybody that would like to get that started, share any documents that I have, and kind of share the do's and don'ts and kind of what I've learned from working with two different food pantries on college campuses. The Swipe It Forward program and collaboration with your dining hall. At last I knew, this was in 86 different institutions across campus. Awesome way to get other students involved, but also getting alumni involved too. Having a resource hub, so having a central area on your institution's website where all of the financial resources, counseling resources, tutoring resources, any resource that's free for a college student is all in one place, and students can go and look through and see who they need to contact and what that office offers as well too. Having a food insecurity statement in their syllabuses. This is something I've seen colleges start to do as well, especially in their first year seminar classes, but also expanding it to all of the class syllabuses that faculty put together. And it's just a statement about food insecurity and the resources that are on campus that are available to students. Another great way is getting alumni involved, asking alumni to do a food drive, asking alumni to purchase a block of meals or for Swipe It Forward, or purchasing grocery gift cards, anything along those lines too. And alumni love being engaged and love giving back to an institution. The last thing is there are tons of different grants out there that you can apply for your institution. Two that I know off the top of my head is Harris Teeter and the Chobani Yogurt. They have grants that you can fill out, and they will give you funding for a food pantry to get started, or just any funding in general. I do know a lot of this is going to look a little bit different this fall with COVID-19 and all of us navigating that. But I definitely think that everyone can, with brainstorming and just kind of figuring out those details. Resources in Raleigh, you will get a handout with all of the resources with all of these resources, the address of the location, the phone number, hours of operation, and I will make sure everyone gets that after the presentation is over. But these are just a few in Raleigh. A Place at the Table is one that I've had experience volunteering at. Fabulous place. It's a pay what you can cafe, and it's a great place to bring students that are very passionate about volunteering, but it's also a great place that students can go and pay what they can for a meal, or go and get a free meal because they're just waiting on a paycheck, or they can go and have a free meal and then roll silverware for an hour and kind of give back to the community. But that is a great organization in downtown Raleigh, and all these other organizations have been fantastic as well. Resources / helpful reads. The Hope Center from Philadelphia, out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, fantastic resource, great speakers, great folks doing great work about this and trying to help their institutions with food insecurity and helping students across the United States. The Carolina College Hunger Summit, it was a conference that I got to go to last year, and it was fantastic. I learned a lot, got to network with lots of other different folks that work at different institutions and have put together food pantry, put together grants, all kinds of different things. So it was a great conference to go to, and that was run by Second Harvest Food Bank. I do not know if they have put out information for this year's conference, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. And if I do hear anything, I can try to get that information out to everyone as well. A great read is Homeless and Hungry at America's Most Beautiful College, the College of Charleston. It's a great read, just to kind of get more of an idea, especially on a college that's very close by to us. Chicken Soup for the Soul, Volunteering and Giving. And then lastly, Every Gift Matters by Carrie Morgridge. All of these were great resources and stuff too. And there's also so much more out there that I hope people can take advantage of. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to this presentation, and I hope that you join in for the upcoming discussion that we will have. And please bring any questions, and I will do my best to answer them / direct you in the right place, and also provide any helpful documents or any helpful pieces about logistics for if you are interested in starting a food pantry or starting any of these initiatives on your college campus. Thank you so much and have a great day.